Today's video is sets, tuples, and lists. Let's get into the video. Hello everyone, for probably hopefully the final time. I just want to let you know, I've done this 5 times already. My recording software does not like me. Anyways, today, lists, sets, and tuples. Yes, fun. They're very useful, and like lists I think are the most useful out of all of these, but it's still important to know about sets and tuples, and here's how they work. Lists is an organized set of strings or whatever, and it doesn't have to be strings, it can be variables, and they're pretty useful. You can put like, say you had a shop and you had specific items to sell in the shop, you could put all the items in a list, and then you can print off the list. And so a list starts by counting off at 0, 1, 2, 3. And they're written pretty easily in these little brackets with just a comma in between the type of strings or variables or whatever you want to print in there. And they run off just like this. And like a very important thing, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. It doesn't start at 1, it starts at 0. Anyways, they're useful, and you can like get specific things. Like if I want to write just this A, I put in 2, very simple. And they're very definitely useful. A common way to use them, or at least in my opinion, I use a lot, is 4x in the range, the length of the list. You print the list using this, because you can actually input a variable as the value for what you want to print. And all it does is just print this right here. Oh, cool, list. And then you've also got adding stuff to a list, which is just, all you have to do is come down here and listy.append whatever you want to be. I put blah because I'm feeling blah right now. Anyways, as you can see, it works right here. Next, we go on to tuples. Tuples are I'd say sets are the extreme opposite end of lists, and tuples are kind of in between. Tuples, what they're useful for is you can input. They're only good for inputting one variable or one string at a time, and they print it out in an organized, neat fashion of each letter. So like geeks, Geeks. It just prints out the G as a separate thing, E as a separate thing, E as a separate thing, K as a separate thing, and S as a separate thing. Which also allows you to go ahead and this, which gets you only the K in geeks, which is it's useful for when you want to get a specific letter in a word or whatever. I mean, you could always use a find function, but this is just a nice beginner easy way. And tuples are pretty useful, but they come with downsides. You can only have one of them. Obviously, it's only one string or variable, and you can't modify them really. And they're just not as they're like lists, but slightly different and useful in their own ways. And sets are kind of like tuples in the way that they get sorted out into their own little, like the letters are their own little things. They're sorted out, but the difference is that sets are random. I have no idea what's going to be here. Look, we got wah, but now we have ow. Or here we have ow. And like that's very useful for some situations. And a very important thing is that you cannot like do 2 here, because as that could be A, it could be E, it could be H, it could be anything in that string, but it's like it doesn't really work. And it's useful for just randomizing these little things. And so that's just, it's kind of fun. You can output it into a string and stuff. And finally, I think that's it. Pretty quick, simple overview. Oh yeah, syntax for the sets and tuples look pretty much like this. If you need, pretty self-explanatory. If you want the sources, they're right here. They'll also be in the description. I always have a question in the description. I will see you all later.